Donald Trump is another puppet who says whatever he wants and needs to say to get you on his side, and then when he's in power, he's gonna backstab you. Oh, we're gonna make it very affordable, America first, we're gonna be the greatest power ever, we're gonna be back to our best, we're gonna be number one in the world, all the illegals, out of here. And then he does everything in the most heartless way, cruel way. There's a way of deporting illegals, and then there's what ICE is doing.
You are now listening to Pree Da Production with your host Majaro.
What is up, my tribal people? Welcome back to another video on the Pree Da Production YouTube channel. I'm your tribal chief Majaro, aka Midge, and you already know what I'm gonna say. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with friends and family, because that goes a long way in helping us grow the community. Now, let's get into the video. Welcome back. I know it's been a minute. Well, for some of you it's been more than a minute, because my last video got like maximum 10 views. In fact, let me check. 4 views. Damn. 4 views. 25 minutes and 4 views. Feels like I'm getting shadow banned. Feels like the topics we discussed regarding the E files, right, and the P files, and the state of rail, right? Seems like discussing those sensitive topics causes the algorithm, the Google ABC algorithm, to put you at the back of the pile. I'm not gonna lie, that was disheartening, but I brushed it aside and just carried on doing more research, and mate, my eyes have been opened. Those conspiracy theories just ended up being more and more evidence to confirm everyone's thoughts. The elites, the billionaires, the Zionists, right? They are the ones who orchestrate a lot of the big moves. And the media isn't there to inform you. It's a tool to misinform you and distract you. 1 minute is the files, next minute is Cuba, the next minute is Iran, the next minute is back to the files. All of these things are distracting us from what we really should be doing. And that's making real change. Honestly, the more and more you read, the more and more you find out how complicit the people at the top, the people that are supposed to be covering them and holding them to account, the checks and balances, the oppositions, right, in the Western Hemisphere, you know, all these are controlled opposition, designed to keep us in a state of flux, in a state of disorientation, in a state of division. I can usually switch off. Once, you know, do my research, do a couple of videos, I can switch off and move on to the next thing. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't move on my day like I haven't just uncovered a bombshell. Like I haven't uncovered the reasons why the everyday person is struggling to make ends meet on a month-to-month basis. Whenever it comes to birthdays, when it comes to big occasions, people are scratching their head like, yo, I'm gonna have to sacrifice the whole meal this week. This month I need to cut back on this, come back on that, so that I can attend this birthday, so that I can save a bit of money to pay off this card and this debt and that. Oh, I can't go on this holiday. Oh, that trip with my friends, I really can't go. The people at the top that are supporting certain asides in certain states where America is kowtowing, the UK is kowtowing to whatever they want. It's sickening, because the people that end up footing the bill for all these regime changes, all these conflicts, are the everyday person. And then our politicians say, oh, you know, the NHS is such a task, but it's just a burden on us. People on welfare, they're the real, you know, leeches in the economy. The immigrants, the migrants, the illegals, those are the ones really taking food off your plate. Not us. Not the bigwigs, not the politicians who stay in power for 10 years, career politicians go into private sectors, still hold the same sway, still have the same influence over the people that they left, and now work for the other people that are big tech, big pharma, big business, big food, big military industrial complex, all these big businesses that are literally staggering wages on purpose because of growth. All your tax money aren't going to universal healthcare. They're not going to making the roads better, infrastructure stronger, communities connected. No, they're used to wage warfare in foreign lands. And then when those refugees come to the UK or America or wherever in the West, our politicians have the audacity to say to you, we can't help it. We have to accept. Of course you have to accept these refugees. You're the reason why they're refugees. And then they want to guilt you and put you in a sticky position, and you have to compromise your morals thinking, I mean, they come from a war-torn place, but, you know, I've been told that this, I've been told that that. You've been told a lie. Since we discussed the files, Lord Mandelson been arrested, former Prince Andrew arrested on treasonous charges, not the ex-trafficking stuff, but treason. That's funny because usually it's the other way around. Usually when we find out that someone's betraying, you know, the country or doing stuff they shouldn't be doing in a very, very serious way when it comes to corruption, it's never usually, you know, we're going to hit you with the corruption charges and then you're going to serve time and X, Y, Z. It's usually they say, oh, we found stuff on his computer that were illicit and illegal material. Yeah, we're going to get you done for that. But because it's people of such high power and such high influence, they're like, yo, you're going to have to go down for something. Let's not have it be that, because you have no place in society, even though they're already X off of society, because we know the truth, right? We believe the survivors. We believe our eyes. Let's take you off to the side and make it a big thing, put up on the news, and then have everyone talk about it and then release you, and then hopefully people forget that this ever happened. The media involved, like the UK media, is so corrupt. They're now talking about, oh, Lord Mandelson, you know, his nickname was the Prince of Darkness. How could he not know? How could Keir Starmer not know not to appoint him? These are the same people 6 months ago who were championing him, saying, oh yeah, Lord Mandelson, he'll be the perfect, he's got experience in foreign this and foreign that, X, Y, and Z. More time, he's got a whole rap sheet of ethical violations in office. But these guys, when they're fielding questions to the people who are contemplating putting his name forward for, you know, ambassador to the US, they're talking about, oh yeah, you know, he's been He's been a core of the Labour Party, X, Y, and Z. This guy, Lord Manson, did everything in his power, he said. I am going to wake up every single day to undermine the former the former head of Labour. His name was Jeremy Corbyn. This guy was anti-Zionist, right? This guy wasn't for the side in Stein, right? He wasn't for that. He religiously was like, nope, cannot support what's going on. Under any circumstances, I can't take any money from these guys. They can't corrupt me. And because he said no to them, man, the establishment started to do its establishment work. Slander. Oh, he's this, he's that, he's xenophobic, he's anti-Semitic, he's this, he's that. Did everything in their power to get him out. They did everything to undermine Jeremy Corbyn. So that this puppet, Keir Starmer, can be in office and do their bidding. Donald Trump is another puppet who says whatever he wants and needs to say to get you on his side. And then when he's in power, he's going to backstab you. Oh, we're going to make it very affordable. America first. We're going to be the greatest power ever. We're going to be back to our best. We're going to be number one in the world. All the illegals out of here. And then he does everything in the most heartless way, cruel way. There's a way of deporting illegals. And then there's what ICE is doing. We can't even talk about what's in the files because that will get me suppressed, apparently. But what we can talk about is what he promised and what he's delivering. He's promised affordability. America's going to be more affordable than ever. I promise you. These tariffs, these taxes that these companies are paying and then just passing on the burden onto you. Oh, it's going to be painful in the short term, but in the long term, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. Businesses are going bust. Small businesses, of course. People's groceries through the roof. Benefits that were just getting them by on health and stuff, gone. People with disabilities that were on social benefits, slashed. Core government industries or core government departments, their workforce slashed under Doge's, cost cutting and savings like it's a company, bro. Donald Trump and his board of peace talking about £1 billion to join. He's the chairman for life. Nah, doesn't that sound authoritarian to you? Basically wanting to be B-Tech budget UN. But this time, Trump's in charge. And you know how Trump be. No more wars. No more regime change wars. That's what he said. No more wars. No more wasting money in foreign endless conflicts. Bombing Nigeria. Bombing Cuba. Bombing Iran. Now they're in full-on war with Israel, America, UK against Iran. I got some comments from the last video. Oh, Majaro, the recent videos have been negative, X, Y, and Z. I'm sorry, but I can't kiki and ha-ha when the world around me is fucking falling apart. I'm sorry, I can't just ignore that. Like, my timeline isn't that anymore. Gone are the days of, this social media kerfuffle about X, Y, and Z, like the latest BAFTA stuff, or, you know, a person with Tourette's shouted the N-word against, you know, Michael B. Jordan and Lindo, I think is Leroy Lindo? Delroy Lindo. Yeah, Delroy Lindo. You know, it's a very unfortunate circumstance. I wouldn't wish that on any party, let alone on a big stage like this in front of millions of people, and I blame the BBC, but that's not what we're supposed to be focusing on. That's another distraction. That's another weapon of mass distraction. That's why the BBC didn't cut that out. They cut out Free Palestine, but they didn't cut out the N-word, so that people the next day in America and in the UK can be distracted for a news cycle, so that Trump and his cronies can get ready for the next wave of absolute debauchery. That's enough unloading on you guys. I'm sorry I've been gone for a minute, but that last video and how things have been happening the past couple of weeks, I had to sit on it. I had to really sit and think about how I really feel. But let me know what you feel. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
I be kidding on my foes, even though I got it all on my own. Success sweet, yeah, it tastes like honeycomb. Dropping blood tears and even breaking bones. I'm sipping on Patron while aiming for the throne. I've been to hell and back and even call it home.